TW Twisted Wrist Podcast, Episode 1. I am your co-host, Griffin Parrott. And this is...
I'm Brandon. Does that make me the host? How are you the co-host?
We're double hosting.
Oh.
I mean, we could both be hosts, but we're both co-hosts, I think.
Maybe I should figure out my grammar.
Yeah, I don't know. We can talk about titles later, but yeah. This is officially episode 1. We did a pilot episode last Sunday that we were going to work on, and we actually recorded it in this room that I'm currently sitting in, and this room has zero soundproofing, and we were sitting about 4 feet away from each other so we could hear each other in each other's mics, and it sounded absolutely horrible. So this is officially episode 1.
Honestly,
Take 2.
We should probably try to clean up the best we can and drop it one day, because I think it was still pretty funny. We had a lot of fun on that one.
Yeah, it was actually a good time. We had a couple beers. It was it was fun. I kind of wanted to go through with it, but after you called me and you're like, hey, maybe we should just do like a half an hour one instead of an hour 30 of just random bullshit, and we'll just, quickly introduce ourselves and then kind of go over the premise of the show. I was like, yeah, that's probably a better idea.
Yeah, we're running a little bit of a tighter program today. Last time was pretty loose, but it'll be like that. We'll have some good ones that we're having a couple beers, having some fun, and then it'll be more like this where we're just dialed in for the pod for the day.
Yeah. And I think this is probably going to be what we're dealing with here for this pod, in terms of us hosting remotely from each other's places. I mean, you're at my house right now in the living room or in the kitchen, and I'm in my computer room, or my office. But I mean, eventually we'll see how far this thing goes. I would like to turn one of the rooms here into kind of like a studio and actually get some proper soundproofing and decent equipment, and put some hard-earned cash into this whole thing here.
Yeah, for sure. This is definitely something that you and I have been wanting to put some good effort into, and it's definitely a lot more work and a lot more effort than you initially thought. You just figure you can get a mic and talk into it, but we're gonna have I think we're gonna have some work cut out for us, but it's fun, dude. It really gives me something to look forward to doing.
Yeah, it's also gonna hopefully stop me from drinking so much on Saturdays and actually paying attention to the races instead of getting like blackout and then not knowing what happened. I'm actually gonna try and take some notes down and have some good conversations for Sunday.
Yeah,
instead of not knowing.
I'll be getting you up at 6 a.m. for podcast time. See where you're at.
I'll be getting you up for 6 a.m. on when you're in Anaheim next weekend.
Yeah, you betcha. I'll be dialed in, ready to go.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna probably keep it pretty chill next weekend. We're doing like we rented out the curling club.
No way.
Upstairs, in St. Albert.
Yeah.
So all the Riverside staff, we're gonna go there and watch A1. So, I mean, I'm sure there'll be beers, but we'll keep it to a minimum. So I'm dialed in for Sunday.
Yeah, because the Riverside crew is known for keeping it fairly tame.
Oh yeah, a lot of chill guys.
So, anyway, speaking of yourself and Riverside, just let's hear a little bit more about you real quick, and then we'll carry on.
Yeah, like I said, I'm Griffin. I've been in the moto / power sports industry for quite a long time. I mean, I'm only 24, but I've been doing, I've been working at actually, my grandpa started Riverside Motorsports. It's a dealership in St. Albert, just outside of Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, in 1967. So Yamaha, Polaris, KTM, Gas, Husky, Suzuki, been doing child labor there when I was 12, 13, and then did accessories, wash bay stuff, parts, a little bit of sales, and now I'm doing more of the marketing end of things. So, yeah.
I'm doing a hell of a job on the marketing side too. The Instagram videos have been hilarious lately.
Thanks, dude. Appreciate it. Yeah, let's hear about the Pro MX rider, BKRMX.
That's pretty subjective. I think it was so easy in Alberta to get a pro card. I don't think that's very warranted, but yeah, I'm Brandon. Raced moto growing up my entire life, and then always loved being around dirt bikes and stuff, and had a pretty cool career with KTM there, and that kind of got my foot in the industry more, and then spending a lot of time with you guys and stuff. Never really got out of it. I've always been tied in it, and then it's going to be cool for the podcast. Like this summer, I'll be wrenching for Jess Pettis with the MX 101 Yamaha team. So we'll get some live info right from the races and get to tell all our adventures and stuff. So yeah, Sunday mornings we'll be bantering about it. It'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, you're going to be busy as hell on Saturday or on Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday's going to be sweet. It by the sounds of it, Sunday is bike build day and packing up the truck, and then on top of that, we got podcast work to do too. So
yeah,
it'll be wicked, but it should be fun, man. It's been an opportunity I've been looking forward to my whole life, and I think between that and like putting this podcast together, I mean, I think even if it doesn't turn out the way we want, I mean, it'll be really cool to record all these stories that we're gonna have, and then have a way to keep memory of that stuff, right?
Yeah, this isn't for anybody. This is just so we can look back and be like, all of our kids sitting down on the couch. Okay, we're going to go watch episode 30 of Twisted Wrist, kids. Sit down. You're about to learn.
Oh, I mean, my mom had scrapbooking, so we could give our kids our podcast.
It's 2025 scrapbooking.
Yeah, scrapbooking podcast.
I guess some of our expectations we want for this pod is just, grow it to what we can, see what it can do. We're going to try and do, we're planning on doing the full Supercross, motocross, SMX season every Sunday, kind of recap the races. And then even if there isn't a race, like just kind of talk about what's happening in the moto industry, talk about, our weekends, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Any funny stories that might have happened. And then...
oh, you're totally missing Canada Moto, too. That's going to be a big topic of discussion for us.
Yeah. And Canada Moto, I mean, I don't follow a lot of... I'm going to have to really hone in on some of the Canada Moto stuff because I'm definitely not the biggest follower of it. Obviously, you're going to be in it, so it'll be a lot easier for me to kind of... get into that world, but yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's gonna be some crazy wicked stories that come out of that. I'm excited to hear. It's gonna be pretty sweet.
Yeah, you betcha. It'll be it'll be a cool summer. Even if I know with Jared's SOR, like I know we had Tristan Hart, Will Riordan come for one of the rounds, and then it sounds like Medaglia might be doing a bunch of them, and potential the Outliers is coming back this summer. So I mean, if that stuff all does end up happening, I mean, that's all stuff that you'll be there for and love to talk about.
Yeah, maybe I can get like hard on after I spank him at SOR. Hey man, I know you just smoked you by 3 seconds every sprint, but
can you twist some wrist with us?
Yeah, do you want to come twist a wrist?
But yeah, right on. So jumping into the Supercross here, so I'm actually heading out here on Wednesday. Bear in mind, my buddy Charlie texted us Friday night saying that his passport's expired.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so we're in the middle of dealing with that. So if he can rush a passport Monday and we can get out Wednesday, we're going to drive down, plan on doing some riding, kind of get a real expedited California experience. But if not, he should have a passport for Thursday, Friday, so we'll just fly out. We have the tickets and the Airbnb booked, so we kind of want to go.
When did he find out that he didn't have his passport?
Well, yeah, Friday afternoon. And then so he did do a Service Canada run, but of course they're lined up 4,000 deep at the facility. So he texted us Friday night and he's like, I got to get this figured out Monday.
Man, that building, Canada Place in Edmonton, Alberta. For those of you that know,
that
it's brutal.
That place is brutal. But so anyways, so yeah, I'll be heading down and then get to experience the whole thing. Like Thursday, I'm getting off work Wednesday morning, and then we're rallying straight there. We're gonna ride Glen Helen Thursday, and then Friday we're gonna ride. I think we're gonna do Paris Friday, or Fox Raceway, and then JC Sites is gonna set us up with a couple spots at the Fox HQ party they do every year for Anaheim 1.
Oh, nice.
So we're gonna go check that out. Normally it's pretty fun. Like the one year I went, they had pit bike racing, and there was an In-N-Out food truck there and stuff, and they just hand out beers. It's just a really fun time. And then I get to cover a lot of Anaheim 1 live. I love going bright and early, like catch practice, catch qualifying, and do all the pits. So I'll snag some good pictures for the pod and get to report back on it. So it should be pretty awesome.
I didn't know you guys were riding. What bike are you gonna have? Because what fucking bike do you have right now?
Well, still, I'm hoping this month I'll get my YZ 450, but Charlie's got his Honda 450 still, and then he's got my old KTM 300. So we're just gonna kind of split between. There's 3 of us going. To be myself, Charlie, and Boston Calder, but we're just gonna share the bikes between us. So, and then I know of a few people down there that said they had no problem lending us a bike if we needed one too anyway. So
yeah,
it made no sense for me to stress out and go get a bike right now. There was so many bikes to pick from.
Dude, we got a lot of factory editions, dude.
Man, if you want to demo me one, no problem.
No, but we'll sell it to you for really cheap.
Yeah, I bet you would. But going into Anaheim 1, I mean, there's a million podcasts about, the preseason previews and stuff, but who's your guy? Like, who's the guy that you're rooting for the season?
Well, it's kind of hard not to have this guy as your favorite, but Eli Tomac.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
It'd be so sweet for him to get another championship, especially on a Yamaha. I just love Yamaha. And, I don't know. I think it'd be a great way for him to end his career. But obviously, he's like, reality is he's getting old. Mm-hmm. This is his last year. Like, how many people in their last year win the title other than, did Dungey or Villapoto win their title in their last season? But I think they won it, and then they were like, okay, now I'm retiring, instead of saying, this is my last season, and then going into it and winning, right?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So, I don't know. I would love for Eli Tomac to win. I'm going to be rooting for him regardless all season.
Yeah.
Other guys, too, like, it's going to be a long shot for them to win a title, but, like, Cooper Webb, Ken Roczen would be wicked. I would love to see Ken Roczen win a Supercross 450 title, but he's probably going to go down as one of the fastest Supercross riders never to win a title, unfortunately. But yeah, I don't know. Just rooting for anybody but Jet, really. Anybody but Jet. Even Hunter. I would be okay with if Hunter won, but don't want Jet to win.
I'm starting to. It's kind of one of those things that we're in the Jet era where he's winning everything, and you just want to see another guy beat him.
Yeah.
But he's starting to get a little bit. I don't know what's the right wording. Like, I watched the SMX preview show, and he's packing the attitude where he's like, if everyone wants to hate me, then, I don't care. Like, he's bringing on a lot more of a bad boy persona. And
do you like bad boys?
I'm not a fan.
You're not a fan of that?
No, but, like, just own it, dude. Like, if you're just, like, you're the best dude, like, you're good. It's going to come with the territory, right?
Yeah. If he had more, I mean, I hate to even compare him to this guy, but, like, if he was more like Hayden Deegan, where he just accepted that he was more of the villain type guy and just played into it, I think people would like him more.
Yeah.
I mean, people would also dislike him more, but I think more people would get on board with him.
Yeah, but I mean, look how many people like Hayden Deegan too.
I don't know. Do you like Hayden Deegan?
Well, it's not my personality type that I enjoy, but you can't knock him for, like, he's the most popular rider, the biggest follower, right? So
Yeah.
more fans you got, the more haters you got too.
Yeah. I don't know.
Fun fact though, so if we go back to the Tomac talk, like that's who I'm rooting for too. I mean, like, Tomac is just an absolute beast. I watched Hangtown 2015 the other night where he smoked everyone by like a minute 40, and it was unbelievable to watch. Just some of the beast mode rides he has is like unmatched. But this year, if he wins a single race this year, he breaks the record, and the record holder right now is James Stewart for 11 years straight winning a race. James Stewart holds it right now at 10 years straight winning a Supercross race.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet.
That's a fun fact he'll have. And man, like, he second all time on the win list. Like, that's pretty wild, man. That'll be a pretty cool year for him, and to win the title too. Like, if you win out like that, like, that's what everyone's rooting for. I think Tomac's kind of got the biggest fan base cheering for him right now. So, but I mean, we seen him at the SMX in Vancouver. Like, he looks good. And he pretty much worked everyone in that series. Not saying there's a lot of top riders there, but I mean, if we check the speed from him to Roxon, like we seen in person, like, I think he's looking pretty solid for the year.
Oh yeah. Yeah, when he was wheeling through those whoops, dude. I was actually with my cousins from Vancouver. I invited them because I got those free tickets, and they were watching, and they're like, who is that guy that just went through that bumpy bump section? Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, that's Eli Tomac. They're like, how come he's so much better than everybody else? Like, people that don't follow the sport, that watch him, realize that he's by far the best out there.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not, he's pretty easy to pick out to be the best rider on the track. I mean, if Jet's not there.
Well, even when he was on the Cowie too, like, we went to Washougal in 2019 to go watch the National, and like, dude, I swear to God, you can hear him anywhere on the track. Like, you just hear that thing absolutely pinned to the nuts. And
yeah,
anyone who's not in the sport, you could just even listen to the bike and be like, holy shit, like, that guy is hauling the mail.
That guy's traveling way faster than everybody else.
High rate of speed.
Yeah.
But
so that's who you would like to win. What do you think's going to happen in the 450 class? Let's do like A1, and then I don't know, who's your championship winner at the end of the season.
You know what? I'm not. If I was a betting man, dude, I'm putting Jet on both of them. Like, Jet won A1 last year. Nobody was expecting it. Well, I shouldn't say nobody was expecting it, but I mean, to win your first 450 Supercross, pretty gnarly. So yeah. I honestly expect a repeat, and it's just, he's going to walk away from there. It'll be cool this year. Like, coming into it, like, there's Craig, that's the one that's really only got an injury in the 450 class coming in. So, like, the gate will be pretty full. Like, it'll make for a really good start to the season to watch.
Yeah. I mean, another guy that we haven't seen a lot of this year, or the last couple years because of injuries and stuff, Barsha, like, on the Rockstar Gas now. What's he going to do? You know?
Probably do a backflip in the freestyle show with those sick Rockstar graphics.
The Metal Militia gear sponsor.
Oh yeah, I'm not a fan of the bike look myself, but yeah, gold rims and hit the ramp, dude.
It actually totally looks like an FMX like team.
Yeah, but
it's yeah.
I mean, he'll be another guy to kind of watch for too, right? Like, he's on the Eldon program this year, and like, that guy works, dude. He's always in shape. So just,
yeah,
I don't think much will change. It's the same bike anyways. Like, even if it's factory gas in-house now, not on the TLD side, it's the same bike. It's the same everything. So expect much the same out of him, but you never know. He could always pull off a heat win or something. Like, he'll always be in the mix, and then not every rider likes to ride around him, so he'll keep it spicy.
What would you say is one guy you're kind of like you're going to be watching out for this season, or at A1 or whatever? Like, Who's your sleeper pick coming into this season?
I'm gonna keep my radar on Cooper Webb for sure. You just never know what that guy do. Like he's always sneakily just like keeping it in the points. He's just a real gamer with the whole thing. But I'll keep my eye on him. But as a sleeper pick, dude, like shit, we sound like Yamaha fanboys because that's all we're picking right now. But dude, Justin Cooper, like I think that guy is way underrated for how good he actually is on the bike. Like he had a really strong, go at the season last year, and then mid-season he straight up said like shit, like doing all these 450 rounds, like he kind of got tired, but and then came back near the end a little bit and put in a good effort. And yeah, man, like I think him as a little bit of a sleeper pick. I think he'll hang right at that top 5 mark like once in a while, and you'll see his results and be like, oh shit, like that's a pretty good ride out of him. So that'd be kind of could be kind of sweet.
Honestly, I would not be surprised if he got a win this year.
Oh, that's hot take.
That's a hot take.
Hot take
but
for sure.
honestly, let's think about this. We're coming to the end of the season. There's 3, 4, 5 rounds left. There's half the field's demolished with injury. Jets got the championship locked up 10 rounds ago. He's out there. He doesn't give a shit. Mm-hmm. And Justin Cooper's riding his balls off.
Yeah.
I see it. I honestly could see it happening. He's one of those guys that even when he was on a 250 winning, I don't know if it was his personality type or what it is, but he was just like never a guy you really thought of that much.
You know what? Half the reason I like him is his personality. Like I know I said I'm not a big fan of like the Hayden Deegan personality, but I like him where he's super quiet, not really savvy on social media or with the media, but then like shows up and is just like low key kind of a beast on a bike. So
you know who my favorite personality type is though?
Who do you got?
Michael Moseman. Praise God.
No comment.
Oh my God.
He's supposed to be racing this year. I guess we'll see.
Is he still on Star?
Yeah, still on Star.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow. I can't believe they kept him.
Yeah.
He only did couple races last year?
Well, I think Star will sign everybody if they could.
Yeah, I guess.
Be Star Racing Supercross.
Yeah, well, yeah. I guess one more guy we should kind of talk about quick is Prado.
Yeah.
He could be a little bit of a sleeper too this year.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to take Boston with me and go. I mean, that was his guy last year in the GPs, working as his suspension tech. So, it'll be cool to let Boston see his first Supercross. Well, not his first Supercross, but his first full-time season in Supercross, and kind of get his opinion on what he thinks, how he looks and stuff. He worked so closely with him last year. He'll have a really good opinion on if he thinks he looks good, if the whole nines, right? So
yeah,
it'll be really interesting to get that side of it. I think Prado will do probably better than. I think he'll be a bit of a surprise, honestly. Like he is
better than AC, obviously.
Yeah, like he is an MXGP champ, good starter. Like I think he might have a couple rough ones here and there, but I mean he got a heat race win last year in the mud, so it's not like he can't win. Just got to put it all together.
Yeah.
I think it'll just be getting used to the Cowie. I mean, he was on a steel frame bike his entire life, pretty much. So if he can gel with that bike and everything's flowing for him, and it's even like the lifestyle in the U.S. You get used to the food, you get used to the lifestyle, you get used to the tracks. I mean, he'll be seeing all those tracks for the first time too, where all the guys are so used to them that's always a surprise to you, right? So
yeah, I guess you don't really think about that as much too. Like a lot of personal life or personal things in their lives kind of influence their, what they do on the track too as well.
100%,
like getting used to just like the way of living in the US and, getting to know people. And so maybe him being in a more comfortable place this year will, improve his results even more.
Yeah. No, it'd be cool to see. Really looking forward to it. Yeah. So, is there any Supercrosses other than Well, I'll be trying to do A1, and then I think it sounds like the boys want to rally the Pittsburgh round, but is there any ones that you're going to try to make it to?
Which is such a crazy random.
It was just so cheap. Like A1, honestly, this might be my last A1 because dude, it is so expensive to go. Like Glendale might be the next one to go to. Like it's way cheaper, and it's like your Phoenix is sick. Glendale, like the university stadium there is unreal. So
Yeah, and it's usually a good track layout at Glendale too, with how big their stadium is too. So yeah, I think Glendale will be a cool one to go to. I've never been to Anaheim. I would love to go one year, but unless one of your buddies that's got one of those private jets is flying me out, I think I'll hang back. But
PJ,
I don't know.
Trying to get my hands on the PJ has been tougher lately.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna try and do Seattle. Maybe. I know the Oilers are playing Seattle on, I think, the Thursday. Mm-hmm. It's like March 24th or something, and I think this Seattle Supercross is March. Let me get the day right. March 29th? Yeah, so I think the Oilers play the 27th, and then the Seattle Supercross is the 29th. So I don't know. I'm going to try and do that one. That'd be cool. It's also cheap to go to Seattle. I think flight round trip is like $200-300. Mm-hmm. You know, get an Airbnb, split it with a couple of guys. So I don't know. Maybe we'll have a little stew set up in Seattle if you can make it out for that one. Dude.
No, I actually just checked the schedule. I can't make it that weekend, but
unbelievable.
Yeah, we'll have to rally another one.
Unreal. Well, yeah, I guess speaking of rounds that would be cool to go to, and you were just talking about Glendale, congratulations to local young prodigy female Emilia Kanish for getting selected on the KTM SX Juniors.
Yeah, that'll be freaking awesome.
Yeah, so good customer at Riverside. Ryan Kanish, and a guy that lets us come out to his property, kind of near your parents' house. Lets us ride his track and his enduro cross track he's got there, which is awesome. Mm-hmm. And his Wicked Trails, his daughter is got selected for the KTM Juniors round. So I kind of helped out with their intro video for her. So I'm just waiting for a text or a call from Ryan saying, "Yeah, come on down, man. I got you a ticket, free stay."
Yeah.
Whatever you want. Cool beer in the 100%. Fridge.
Knowing them, they probably will rip down in the van and sleep in the thing. So you might be van cuddling, but
no, I'm out.
She's a little ripper, dude. I'm so excited for them to get that experience. I mean, like, that is something she'll never, ever forget. So, yeah, congrats to them. And super cool in KTM to have that program. I mean, we knew a young lady that went last year from Calgary as well, and same thing, dude, just a life-changing experience. So pretty awesome.
And super hard to get into too. Like, I've heard it's so competitive, and you only got you got to be within a certain weight, you got to be within a certain height, you got to be within 2 years of this age requirement, and if you don't get in those 2 years, you can never try again to do it. So the fact that she was able to get in, I think this was her second year trying, so it would have been her last. She was able to get in, pretty wicked.
Yeah.
So it's good for her and good for their family. It's gonna be, and they got family too in Glendale, so it was perfect.
Yeah,
they get to go down there, spend time with family. It's gonna be pretty wicked.
Do you think after this pod drops that our budgets will come up? Maybe you and I can just do a quick rip there and witness it for ourselves.
Yeah, well, we need to get any online. I know gambling's coming to Supercross, so any gambling or sports books that want to sponsor the pod, come on aboard.
Yeah,
we'll talk about gambling the entire podcast.
I'm sure Ryan Kanish Real Estate can help a brother out.
So yeah, we'll be reaching out to him.
Yeah, 100%. Hey, one last thing we should chat about quick, just kind of a fun topic before we wrap this up. So I was talking with one of the riders here up in Canada, and we were chatting more about doing creative social media videos and stuff. So he brought up the Eras video, and the most recent one with like AC and Carson Brown and doing stuff like that. What's your take on like riders trying to post more professionally as opposed to like just doing like fun, goofy videos where it's like it's catching people's attention and not necessarily like following like the scripted form?
I mean,
like you spent time with Red Bull. Red Bull would be like the number one of like how creative can you be at making content?
I mean, for somebody like Carson Brown or AC, it makes total sense. They're retired. Well, I mean, Carson Brown isn't retired, but that's basically what he does for a living already. AC's retired. He's looking for things to do. But I think in order to get one of these guys that's racing like right now currently to do stuff like that, it's almost impossible.
Yeah.
Like their workload is insane. I honestly feel bad for those guys sometimes.
But
like I look at other professional sports and I'm like, they got like, I mean, to come back to your question, I think, yeah, it's awesome. I think they should do more of that, but I just think they don't have the time.
Wait, so my counter argument to that though is like half these guys have a vlogger following them around or somebody with a good iPhone following them around. And a lot of these videos that like catch your attention are so short. What are they? 7 to 15 seconds while the guy's scrolling through Instagram. Like I know when a guy like posts a picture of him standing by the bike and he's like, yeah, thank my sponsors, this, that, blah, blah. Like I really don't give a shit about the post. But you know, like AC put that quick clip on that he's grabbed from the areas where he's like, yeah, I'm going to get loose today. I'm going to ride really, really hard. And it's just him casing the fuck out of the triple. And it was so funny. And I'm like, dude, like, and then I know that was not a very good example, but like as a quick iPhone clip, like guys that are doing like just random tricks off a ramp or wheelie or hip jump and stuff and get the angle just right. I mean, like, I don't find that the work is that hard. But there's just some of these guys that aren't the greatest racers, but their following is unbelievable. I mean, like you and I talked before, like Matt Burkeen, his content is like pretty backwoods, dude. It's just like iPhone clips at arena crosses and shit, but the content is so good. And it only helped him as a racer. Like he's more popular now on his social media side that like it is easier for him to get sponsorship when he's racing the outdoor nationals and stuff.
Yeah, true. I mean, a guy that I look at that's kind of like that too is like Dean Wilson. I mean, he's like the only one you could really compare that's been like a current Supercross rider that also does kind of stuff like that. But I don't know. I think,
dude,
like,
the Grandpa Earl videos, that is forever going down in history as one of the best moto prank videos ever.
Yeah, but could you imagine like, I don't know, let's say, who's at the Eldon Baker program right now?
Well, you got Barsha, Plessinger, Stu. Well, Malcolm Stu.
I don't know. Like, I just don't see like, hey, Eldon, do you mind holding my iPhone for a minute while I like ride around naked on my dirt bike? Like, you think he'd be like, yeah, let's go for it, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
No, he's gonna be like, no, get on your bike and do like 4 hours straight of moto.
Yeah.
You bitch.
Yeah. But I mean, look at, AP used to put, like, before he was at Baker's, dude, he, like, if you go on his Instagram, he's got videos of him, like, he used to, I think it was Karaoke Mondays or something, but he used to, like, sing in his truck, driving to the track, and do all them goofy-ass videos, and then he doesn't do that no more, and I'm like, okay, well, like, his social media used to be way better. And he used to catch, like, used to be like, oh, dude, you see AP's video? It was so funny. Like, who really talks about, his six that he got on the weekend, right?
Yeah, it's because he's in the camp. He's in the Eldon concentration camp right now, I think. They suck the life right out of him.
Yeah. It's just amazing the power of doing some of that stuff. I mean, like, even a lot of these guys that are getting their hands on Starks and then posting videos, they're getting Stark deals now. Like,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's pretty crazy. And, like, the following, too. Like, I'm gonna mess up the guy's name, but his name's Nick Thomas-Sulis.
Oh, dude, I'll never pronounce that guy's last name correctly.
Dude, it's crazy. But like, now not knocking from him, his whip game is unbelievable. He's becoming such a good free rider, but like just the power of doing those videos and like posting shit on the Stark. Like now he's a factory Stark rider.
Yeah.
So Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It was a cool chat that I had with that rider today, and he even mentioned that, like, he's like, I want to do like more like quick, like just playful videos where it's just like do a weird like transfer jump or whatever, and then see if it starts building clicks.
Yeah, I mean, it's only going to help, especially riders that don't have a factory deal going on right now. It's only going to help them gain popularity, and then make it easier for them to get sponsorships and stuff. Like, you look at Logan Carr now, the guy, like, I'm sure he's done all of that work to get those sponsorships himself. You know what I mean?
Oh, he 100% has.
Like, he's probably got some good connections with the people at OnlyFans to be able to get like a full title sponsorship on his bike and everything. And yeah, I don't know. Like, that's all through his hard work. So yeah, it can only help, really.
Yeah, 100%. I love his little setup too. Like, posted about his 2 bikes and his van all wrapped out OnlyFans. It's fucking sweet. He's fucking living the dream, dude.
Yeah. I wonder how many free subscriptions he gets a month.
Oh, dude, I think
Unlimited. Go inside of his van, it's just full of goo. He never has to put chain wax on because there's just so much goo in there.
Well, that first year he was doing it too, he had like some of the girls from OnlyFans like at the Supercross to sign in autographs and stuff, and I'm sure maybe they took a trip in the van. I think the guy knows
in the goo van.
I think the guy knows his way around his words.
He'll never have to buy air filter oil ever again. He just goes in the back, hops on one of his free subscriptions, just splooge, slap it in the frickin' bike. Is it a Cowie in the KX?
Yeah. Oh, I think that's a great way to wrap this up.
I think so.
All right on. Well, yeah, like I said, this is Twisted Wrist podcast. We're gonna try drop one every Monday morning. So, yeah, I think I think for the first episode we got some learning to do, and it'll be pretty fun to build this as we go. And I think one day we'll drop that pilot because that pilot was a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, I'll have to save it onto the audio's pretty shitty on it, but I'll have to save it onto a hard drive and keep it stored away, even if I just show my kids one day.
Yeah, the podcast scrapbook.
Yeah.
Right on.
Okay, guys. Well, yeah, thanks for stopping in. We'll see you next weekend or next Monday in Anaheim for Brandon, and I'll be stuck at home, hopefully not hungover.
Yeah, I'll be in the warmest sun of California, so we'll chat after A1.
Okay, thanks for stopping in, guys.
Later.
See ya.